Good morning, everyone. I'm Kim Gusby. Thank you for joining us on WSAV News 3 today at 11. We made it to Friday, yay! And here's a live look out over Tybee Island from our Savannah cam. Storm Team 3 meteorologist Alyssa Carsley is dressed in red and pink. You know what that means. She's inside the Weather Center with a look at our forecast first. Alyssa, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Kim. You know, it's never good when I match the heat index for the day in pink and red. We don't like that because that just means the heat index is going to be on the higher side, just like what we see for almost every single day here in the coastal empire and low country. As of right now, looking at the heat index up to 93 degrees. So already seeing that small increase compared to yesterday at this time, 99 degrees for that current feel like temperature in Beaufort. As we head throughout the rest of the day, at least our high temperatures will be right around average for this time of year, back into the low to mid 90s, watching for a few isolated rain showers to fire up throughout the afternoon. Just a very seasonable way to close out this work week, because heading into this weekend, our chance of rain is just a bit lower than what we typically see. We're also seeing those temperatures increase. Temperatures for tomorrow and especially on Sunday be set to sizzle. 93 degrees for the high today in Savannah to 91 degrees in Glenville, Hinesville, and Hampton. Watching for that south wind to bring in all that warm air, allowing for that increase in temperatures, especially as we head throughout the weekend. So coming up in a few minutes for the complete Storm Team 3 forecast, we'll talk about the increased heat with our highs back above average and chasing records for Sunday.
We do not want to catch those records, Alyssa. As Alyssa just mentioned, dangerous summer heat is headed to the coastal empire and low country this weekend. The city of Savannah is offering several outlets to help keep you cool. Tomorrow and Sunday, the Tompkins Center on Ogeechee Road will be open for anyone in need of a place to beat the scorching temperatures. The hours of operation are 11 until 6 on both days. 11 splash pad locations across the city will also be available to help provide some relief from the heat. They will be accessible both tomorrow and Sunday from 9 until 8. The city is also opening 5 public pools this weekend. The Daphne Park, Jenkins High School, and Tompkins Center locations will be open tomorrow and Sunday. The pools at Bowles Ford and WW Law will only be open tomorrow. Hours of operation for all pools are from 1 until 6 p.m. If you missed any of this information, it's available for you in one convenient location on our website, wsav.com/cooling centers. We will also be adding any additional cooling locations throughout the coastal empire and low country to this page as we get them. In other news this morning, an early morning fire on Savannah's south side is under investigation. Savannah Fire was called to Wesley Street near the Oglethorpe Mall around 3 yesterday. These are photos posted by the department on social media. We're told when crews arrived on scene, smoke was coming out of a home. So far, there's no word yet if anyone was injured or inside at the time of the fire. Of course, we'll pass along any updates as we get them throughout the day, both on air and online. Turning now to continuing coverage this morning, Alec Murdaugh's attorneys are asking a judge to move his murder retrial out of Colleton County. It's one of several new motions filed ahead of a hearing scheduled in Lexington County next week. The defense argues years of media coverage make it impossible to find an impartial jury in Colleton County or neighboring counties, including Beaufort and Jasper. Murdaugh's attorneys are also asking for independent testing of DNA found under Maggie Murdaugh's fingernails. Investigators previously determined the DNA belonged to an unknown, unrelated male, but no additional testing was done. Murdaugh was granted a new trial last month after the South Carolina Supreme Court ruled former Colleton County Clerk Becky Hill improperly influenced the jury. The hearing for Murdaugh is set for Monday. Also from the low country this morning, a Ridgeland man has been sentenced to prison for a hit-and-run crash that killed a pedestrian in Beaufort County nearly 7 years ago. This week, a Beaufort County jury found 41-year-old Clinton Brown guilty of hit-and-run involving the death in the 2019 crash that killed Redidra Holmes. Prosecutors say Brown was leaving a party on Cleveland Drive in Shell Point after a fight when he hit Holmes with his pickup truck. Investigators say Brown stopped after the crash, saw the damage to his truck, then drove away without calling for help. He later returned to the scene with his stepfather and found Holmes in a ditch about 45 minutes after she was struck. Emergency crews took Holmes to the hospital where she died from her injuries. Brown was sentenced to 8 years in prison, followed by 3 years of probation and ordered to pay a $10,000 fine. Making headlines this morning, the Trump administration is celebrating several Supreme Court rulings this week. The latest round of decisions from the High Court will have major implications for immigration and gun control moving forward. But as our Washington correspondent explains, some of the biggest cases of the year remain undecided as the court nears the end of its term.
Huge. The Trump administration is celebrating wins on 2 immigration cases decided by the Supreme Court. The justices decided the government does have the right to remove temporary protected status previously granted to Haitian and Syrian immigrants.
Now, millions of illegal immigrants from Haiti who were previously beyond the reach of the law are now within the reach of the law.
They're about to send them in the streets to make them homeless. This is unhumane.
The court also says federal officials can turn asylum seekers away on the Mexican side of the U.S.-Mexico border. It's a policy known as metering that began under the Obama administration and expanded under President Trump.
America's doors are closed fully to asylum seekers.
In another 6-3 ruling along ideological lines, the court struck down a Hawaii gun law. It prohibited gun owners from carrying weapons onto private property without the explicit permission of the property's owner. The rulings are wins for conservatives, but they're still waiting for the court to decide if President Trump's executive order significantly limiting birthright citizenship is constitutional.
If you're born here, you are a citizen. Couldn't be more clear.
One way or another, this nation has to end birthright citizenship.
Beyond birthright citizenship, we are also waiting for a ruling on whether states can ban trans athletes from participating in women's sports and if mail-in ballots that are postmarked by Election Day but aren't received until several days later will be allowed to be counted.